Welcome back, my boys and girls. So today, we're going to do a quick one. We're going to revisit the DreamCade replay. So this is not going to be a video about my final impressions, nothing like that. I am planning on doing some more content with this device. The first unit that I had a lot of issues with. I did post a video about my experiences. A lot of people having the same issues and problems. And I did get a replacement unit. I have not had much time to mess with that yet, but I did want to take a look at the newest update that they have put out for the system that's supposed to fix some of the issues that I had. So we're going to try to step through and do this, show you guys how it works and test it out and see if it does what they're saying it's supposed to do. So just the other day, just a day ago actually, DreamCade did release a new update, version 1.33 replay update. It's 404 kilobytes. It has some bug fixes and some new additions. So the bug fixes, it's supposed to fix an issue that caused the SNES to behave incorrectly when SNES 9X was not installed. I'd never seen that issue. The next one fixed an issue that caused Sega 32X to not display properly on some systems. I actually did not have an issue with that. I did have some other odd issues with Sega 32X, and we'll be going over that stuff on my final impressions once I have everything ready to go with that. But the biggest one that was added is this menu config. So they added a new menu config tool for applying small system-specific fixes. Now there's a couple of them. Hopefully they add some more later on, because they have committed to, updating and trying to get a lot of things fixed. So we'll just have to wait and see with that. But the two issues that I really had a problem with, and I actually fixed on my own, but I reverted back. I'm actually going to see if this actually fixes it without having to do anything. But they fixed the Nintendo 64 sound issue and the MAME VSync for screen tearing. So they say there could be some issues with these fixes. We'll have to find out. But what you're going to do is once you boot up your DreamCade replay, as long as you're connected online, you should get an update, new update available. Now I'm going to be honest with you. It's happened to me multiple times because I do have two units in my possession right now. And one unit, I already did the update. This unit, the new update available that you see there, that tab, sometimes it doesn't show up. I don't know why. It's kind of strange. I had to reboot the system to get it to show up. So if you don't immediately see that new update available, reboot your system by going into settings right here and then just going down to restart, and it should show up. Just in case you have the same issue, just reboot. So let's go ahead and do the new update. So here we go. Currently, this DreamCade replays on 1.32, and we want to be on 1.33. So we'll go ahead and click on Update Now. This should only take a second. It's only a 400-something kilobyte download. So now, the one thing that I kind of wish is that this update would actually show that menu config in the DreamCade, so you actually cannot access that from the front end. You have to actually go into Windows to access this. But first, before we do that, I do want to show you real quick the main issue that I'm having, and that's with like NES, for example, but any game that plays on MAME, the MAME emulator that they use for a lot of the systems on here, you get really bad screen tearing. So I know Wampum, for example, the screen tearing is just horrible. So we're going to go ahead and do a few seconds of Wampum gameplay just to see, so you can see what I'm talking about. And then we're going to go ahead and go to the config. I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll set it to so we don't have the screen tearing issue anymore, and then see if it works. So as you see, the screen tearing out the ass, like just horrible. I mean, you see it just almost scrolling up like a wave up the screen, just nasty looking. As you see, as I'm jumping, there's some screen tearing going on. It's just kind of floating with me almost. Screen tear, screen tears. It's pretty bad. It's really bad, and pretty much every system that I've played has, you know, that issue. Any system that's playing on MAME specifically. But let's go ahead and exit out of here. So we're going to want to go ahead and exit the windows. And now to get to the option that we're looking for, you can go ahead and go to your, you know, file, folder, explorer thing, whatever the heck you want to call it. Go to drive C, and then you should have a menu config folder here. There we go. So here's the application. We're going to go ahead and open that up. There we go. Took a second. So it looks like Nintendo 64 sound fix has already been check marked. So we'll test that out in a second, make sure that the sound actually works. So we just check marked the MAME VSync. So that's the issue with the screen tearing. We'll go ahead and apply. And it should go ahead and do everything. Now we'll click OK. So just remember that. Local disk C, and then find that menu config folder, and then run the menu config application. Check mark the options if you need to, and then open up the DreamCade arcade front end. So we're going to wait for that to load, and then we'll go ahead and test out Wampum again, because I'm pretty sure my recording is going to show clear as day that there was some horrible screen tearing. Now, with the screen tearing being fixed and the Nintendo 64 sound issues, I mean, it's still not going to be a perfect system here. There's a lot of stuff I want to do with this, and I am going to have a final impressions video, and you may be surprised with some of the stuff I have to say. You may not be surprised. It just really depends. But I definitely can't wait to share that with you guys. I have a lot of stuff I want to do with that and showcase. There's a lot of little things you could do with this system. You know, if you want to use their front end, or if you want to use a different front end, it is a fairly capable little system, especially, you know, if you're only paying $100 to $120 for it. You know, there's some stuff you can do with it. You know, I was very harsh, very harsh and critical, and I don't, you know, take any of that back. The issues that I had were very apparent, and a lot of people had the same issues. And, you know, there's still problems. It's not a perfect system, but like I said, there's a lot of things we can do with it. And, you know, if you're a person who likes to tinker, you might have some fun with this. If you're a person who doesn't like to tinker and just wants a plug-and-play solution, then maybe it's not going to be for you. But I'm here for you guys. I'm going to help you figure it out. If you need some help, if you want to put a different front end on this, if you want to get the most out of actually using the DreamCade front end, I'm willing to help out too, because there's a lot of stuff we can do. We can add other emulators. We could swap things around. I don't like using MAME for NES. And, you know, I haven't commented on it yet, but you do not see any screen tearing. So that is a huge plus. So that right there will probably make a lot of people happy, because a lot of people are having those issues. But it was honestly a very simple fix. You just had to go into MAME and enable that yourself. But they made that little menu config thing so you don't have to jump into the emulators, because you could quite possibly go into an emulator and wind up checkmarking something else and having other issues. So yes, them putting the menu config option with some simple just check mark some stuff, that's probably the best way to go for most of the users who have this system and want this system. That way they don't accidentally cause more issues for themselves. I'm hoping to see more options with that become available. I'm hoping to see integration of that into the front end for the DreamCade replay. We'll have to see. I mean, it'd be much better to just have that built into the front end so you can just simply go to it. So let's go ahead and exit this. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out Wave Race and see if the Nintendo 64 sound is indeed working. So sweet, the sound is working. That is awesome and definitely good news for a lot of people. So in the future, we will be doing a lot more content with this device. I believe I mentioned it earlier, but we will be doing some stuff where I showcase using other front ends, other builds on this system, because it is a very capable little mini PC that we can do a lot of things with. It's just unfortunate the way it's shipped that a lot of people are having issues. But they do seem to be taking that seriously and trying to resolve as much as they can. At least I hope so, anyway. Definitely hope they continue on the path of putting in these updates. I do wish this menu config was part of the DreamCade Replay front-end menu system. And hopefully, you know, they hear that and try to incorporate that at some time in the future, because I could definitely see that menu config option being useful. Maybe putting in other little fixes and things so people don't have to tinker. Because I originally looked at this system as if, you know, it was made for a broad range of people. You know, different ends of the spectrum. People who want to tinker, people who just want a plug-and-play system. And the people who wanted a plug-and-play system, unfortunately, they did get the short end of the stick there, as it's a little more complicated than that. You know, there are a lot of features that work fine. The downloads, you know, a lot of people brought that up. What about downloading games? Well, it uses the archive, the Internet Archive, so there hasn't been any issues with downloading games that way. You know, and a lot of stuff works. It just doesn't work the way, you know, people hoped. And we will be visiting that in the future, fixing things up and following whatever updates come out for this system. So really do appreciate you guys stopping in, watching this. Smash that like button if you could. Really do appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And hey, why don't you follow me on Twitter? If you haven't done any of those things, subscribing or following me on Twitter, I want to let you know we have some crazy giveaways that are coming up very soon. I'm working on a little announcement video for that, for some, you know, little milestones of the channel, you know, subscribers and whatnot. And we're going to be giving away a lot of stuff, so to increase your chances, you're definitely going to want to be a subscriber. Hit that notification so you know when something gets posted. Follow me on Twitter, because we're going to be doing some exclusive giveaway stuff there as well. So, like I said, to increase your chances, why not? With that said, guys, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.